Extremely intense lightning still ongoing in parts of the state now. We could have more on the way this weekend. Your forecast coming up.
A murder investigation in the capital city after police say they found a man dead while conducting a wellness check. We'll have the latest from officials.
A deadly crash on a road with a history of accidents. We're getting the latest about what happened in Derby tonight.
And as the state continues to mourn the passing of a Hartford police officer, we have a new look at his dedication to professionalism. We'll show you one of his last assignments.
Now at 10, this is Fox 61, Connecticut's news station.
And we begin tonight on the Weather Watch. Some early evening storms putting on a real light show in downtown Hartford and all across New Haven County. Thanks for joining us for the Fox 61 News at 10. I'm Brent Harden.
I'm Sarah Sanchez. Many families are without power tonight because of those storms.
Yeah, let's send things right over to Chief Meteorologist Rachel Frank. So, Rach, these storms, they're going to stick around all night?
It looks like we've got one left over. There could still be a stray shower or thunderstorm that kind of pops up at random here over the next couple of hours, but I don't anticipate any more severe weather as we head through the evening tonight. Just a minute ago, a severe thunderstorm warning was in effect for this thunderstorm, but it is showing signs of some weakening. That being said, if you're in Stafford, you're going, weakening? There is just nonstop lightning right now within this storm. It also has gusty winds associated with it, especially here around Stafford. And we're also seeing an intense part of that storm moving into Willington as well. A lot of you are writing in tonight saying that it was actually frightening or the best lightning show that you've seen in a really long time, just nonstop for a half an hour to an hour or so for some towns. And a little shower here back towards Hartford. But as we widen out the picture, you'll see there's nothing else out there. Again, that being said, with this very humid air mass, something could still kind of pop up at any time. A severe thunderstorm watch remains in effect until 11. They may end up canceling it a little bit early just based on how the latest radar trends look. Have you noticed it's cooler out there tonight? Maybe you haven't, because it's still extremely humid and these storms are not doing anything to help push the humidity down. It will remain tropical all weekend long. Heading through the evening tonight, we'll see temperatures that'll be settling back kind of close to where they are right now. Overnight lows near 70 degrees. And heading through the day tomorrow, we'll see a similar day. A cloudy start, chance for a scattered shower or rumble of thunder at times, but there will be plenty of time in between where there's dry time. So I wouldn't cancel outdoor plans, but make sure you have a plan B tomorrow if you are outside, that you can take the party inside if you need to. Similar weather for Sunday, and we'll take a look at that full weekend forecast and future radar so you can make plans coming up.
All right, Rachel, thank you. And if you haven't already, now is a good time to download the Fox 61 app. Just scan the QR code there on your screen for a link to click on and download our app. You can see live weather conditions, hour-by-hour forecast, and get weather alerts sent right to your device if severe weather happens in your hometown. We are following breaking news tonight out of the capital city. Police currently investigating after a man was found stabbed to death in his apartment.
Yeah, they were called to the scene just before 4:30 this afternoon. Fox 61's Jake Garcia is live from Hartford Police Headquarters with the latest on the investigation. So, Jake, what can you tell us?
Well, Britt and Sarah, I can tell you that Hartford police were called to 46 York Street just before 4:30 this afternoon by family members who were conducting a well-being check when they found the victim inside the apartment dead. Now, police arrived shortly after that 911 call and found the man in his 30s with multiple stab wounds. Police say there are several cameras in that area, and they're actively reviewing the video in order to piece together what happened. Now, detectives are requesting a search warrant to go into the apartment and to look for additional evidence. Now, police say the family is cooperating in this investigation.
We're starting from scratch here, so we're doing interviews now. We are interviewing families, being very cooperative. Imagine it was very tough for them to discover that. We're dealing with them, offering what services we can.
And police believe the victim may have been alone in the apartment for several hours before being found. Police also towing a car as part of that investigation. Police have not identified a suspect or have made an arrest in this case. This marks the 29th homicide in the city of Hartford so far this year.
We've seen domestics this year. seen things we don't normally see this year. It's just, I say it all the time, you see a lot of personal beefs that quickly escalate to violence, where maybe that wouldn't have happened in past years. Just, hard to pinpoint.
Police say it is still too early to determine a possible motive. Now, this remains a very active investigation, and anyone with information is asked to call Hartford Police. This is a developing story, and we'll bring you any new information as it becomes available. Live in Hartford, Jake Garcia, Fox 61, Connecticut's news station.
All right, Jake, thank you. Also breaking tonight out of Derby, one person is dead and several others injured after a car crash on Roosevelt Drive.
Yeah, it happened between Cullens Hill Road and Lakeview Terrace. You can see it there on the map. That's where we find Fox 61's Gabby Molina with more on what we know so far. Gabby.
Brent and Sarah, right now the road is still closed behind me as the accident reconstruction team investigates how this crash happened. But right now officials do tell me that it does appear to be a head-on crash. A little bit earlier tonight, I spoke to the fire chief, who says that they were first called here at around 7 o'clock this evening for a 2-car crash. When they arrived, a woman had already died at the scene. Officials say 3 other people were in that car, all believed to be from the same family. Those 3 people were also taken to the hospital, and it's not clear how serious their injuries are. The driver of the second car was also taken to the hospital. That person's condition is also unknown. The crash happened on Roosevelt Drive between Cullens Hill Road and Lakeview Terrace, and officials say that this is typically a very busy road that has had fatal crashes in the past.
We've had multiple crashes on this road, multiple fatals.
Yeah.
So
this is a cut through from 84 to 95 to 91, so a lot of vehicles come this way. So this is a very active road. So it definitely will be impacting both directions right now.
Now, while firefighters were responding to this crash, one of them was bit by a dog that was taken out of one of the cars involved in that crash. The firefighter did go to the hospital to be checked out, but is expected to be okay. And we are told that Shelton Police is assisting with the accident reconstruction of this incident. Again, it is still under investigation exactly what happened, but the fire chief does say that wet roads may have played a role. Live in Derby, Gabby Molina, Fox 61, Connecticut's news station.
Thank you, Gabby. Connecticut's news station keeps you informed on breaking news stories. We'll bring you updates on any new developments on our free Fox 61 News app. Scan the QR code there on your screen to download the app. There you can get breaking news alerts sent right to your mobile phone.
4 people have now been charged in connection with the deadly shooting at a hookah lounge in Middletown. Back in May, a man died after being shot in the parking lot of the hidden hookah lounge on South Main Street. Months later, Middletown police have arrested 3 people, charging them with murder and a 4th on hindering prosecution and evidence tampering. All 4 are being held on bond tonight. 2 corrections officers were reportedly assaulted at the Cheshire Correctional Institution this afternoon. The officers' union president says an inmate assaulted the officers during a cell inspection. As officers removed items the inmate was not allowed to have, that inmate allegedly then attacked the officers. Both of them suffered hand and arm injuries, and one also reports injuries to their neck.
State police want anyone who saw a crash in Groton where a state trooper was injured to come forward and share what they witnessed. They say a car crashed into the back of a police cruiser on the Gold Star Bridge around 3 yesterday afternoon. The cruiser was stopped with its lights on at a construction zone. The state trooper and the driver involved are both recovering. The highway was shut down for several hours. Well, new developments in the Connecticut State Police ticket investigation.
A judge has rejected a bid by the State Police Union to stop the public release of the names of dozens of troopers under investigation in the case. Those troopers under investigation for allegedly falsifying the records of traffic stops, thereby skewing data in the State Police racial profiling database. The union's request was denied because the Middletown judge said it was premature. The State Freedom of Information Commission has not yet decided whether those names should be released publicly.